Hi, and welcome to the Shakespeare Viva Voce video, in which I have to answer 4 questions, which I will read out. The first is the statement of what it is I've actually to do for the Viva Voce, which is to analyse, using critical skills, your practice, assessing your personal skills level and key areas for growth in acting. I will ask 4 questions, and after each individual question I will answer them. Question 1. Justify and explain the techniques and processes you used in creating a Shakespeare monologue, referring to any practitioners, trends or practices. Well, what happened with this is that I took a look at a number of speeches, one of which was the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. The other was a speech from Henry V. And there were also speeches from other plays as well. And I chose Henry V and the techniques that I used to create the monologue was one used by Stanislavski. I broke the speech down into units of action and then found it easier to perform in that method. For example, the speech, "We band of brothers, we few, we happy few," obviously indicated that it was jubilant at fighting a war, was King Henry V. So the practitioner that was used was Stanislavski, and the trends that I used were indeed to write it into units of action and to rehearse it for several hours before actually performing it in order to memorise it. That's one technique that I find quite useful, is to break a speech into units of action, where I can then read it out loud by flat reading it, and also learn it to be able to perform later. Now the second question is, evaluate the success of these techniques, referring to specific and examples. Right, well, the success of the technique which I used was shown by being able to remember the lines and to perform it well. Indeed, units of action is meant to actually break down a speech to give an actor a clue as to how the piece should be performed. After all, we may never have been in this situation, and it is and it is the technique that is used then to get you into the moment and into the part. So specific examples again. If we are marked to die, we are in now. Our conscious loss. So it's to get you in the mood. So the example there was obviously from Henry V, which is again from the same speech. Question 3. Assess your strengths as an actor, highlighting the key skills area in your practice. I think my strengths as an actor is that I'm willing to take on a challenge. Yeah. I like to learn things. I am passionate about education. My strengths as an actor are that I can learn quite quickly, highlighting the key skills area in my practice, again by practicing what I've learned. Again, in some of the techniques that we've used here, in selecting a monologue, we've actually used Peter Brooks's technique from An Inner Space, in which we looked at a line from the prologue, which was, in my case, the line was, whose civil blood makes civil hands unclean. What we did, what all the class did, and myself included, was we came onto the stage at various points, and we each said our lines. Then we said it all as a collective, and then we repeated the lines, which could also be a technique used to perform as a theatre in the round. So again, the key skills in my area is that I can learn different techniques and use them to my advantage in order to develop my character. Question 4 is evaluate what areas require further development in your acting process and how you plan to address and achieve that improvement. I think the obvious answer to that is there are always further requirements to be developed in acting process. Every actor is always learning all the time. Every time you open a script, there is always a new technique of acting. You may be trying Stanislavski for the first time. You may be trying Meisner for the first time. Adler, Strasberg, and there are many practitioners in the acting industry, and I think every time you open a script or indeed go to a new class, it's a new learning process. And how I plan to address and achieve and to improve my acting is to develop and learn from other practitioners, i.e. such as Meisner, such as Adler, which I'm already doing with another group, which is Leeds Improv Group. And I think that's how you can address that achievement. How you can address the achievement is to use outside sources to develop your learning and look for different practitioners online where you can develop your skills as an actor and hopefully learn from that and improve. Thank you for watching.